This podcast is sponsored by Scispot, the best tech stack for modern biotech.
Basically focusing on your sweet spot, right? To run, start and scale this complicated business where you have so many moving parts. You can only make it work without burning hundreds of millions of dollars is by be more strategic about where to invest your resources, right? What to build versus what to buy. You want to delegate everything that's not your sweet spot, right? So you want to invest more in your core technology, your core models, your core offering, the whole experience by connecting the dots rather than trying to reinvent the wheel. I do see hundreds of companies making mistakes. They get too excited about building things from scratch, even when they know they will never be best at it, right? So you want to only focus on your domain of power if you want to grow faster, right? If you do everything, there is some percentage of chance you can still make it work. But if you focus on your strengths, you are unbeatable in a way, if that makes sense. But I really appreciate the answer.
No, agree. I mean, it's the one thing I've learned working at startups is when you spread yourself too thin and you start doing the things that you probably just should have bought from somebody else because you thought for whatever reason you could do it better or cheaper or whatever. It's not better or cheaper. You've spent your time, and even if it's not actual capital, you've wasted time where you could have been focused on something much more important that makes your company unique. And I've been in companies where we got distracted.
And AI is not helping in a way either, because AI is making building new things very easy, even if you are not domain expert. But you build things, but you have to maintain it, right? AI is not helping with that. So you can build a lot of things, but then you want to keep things updated, maintain it, improve it. And that's very expensive process, even when AI is making things building super easy. And it's true for labs too. I think leveraging more labs in a more distributed model is a very smart approach. Most modern companies we work with, they have deep partnerships with collaborative like network of labs. But they still have their own wet lab for something, their secret sauce, right? Something proprietary to them. But if they're doing some basic screening work, that can be done by any lab. They rather let it be done by people who are specialized doing this every day for many other customers.
Well, and the millions of dollars it costs to build up, to buy the space, to have sequencers, like it is
a huge capex.
Huge.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think is the future of this labs? Like labs are becoming more distributed in nature. Labs are becoming more computational in nature, right? So like AI historically, or computational piece historically, has been focused more on like a final stage of experimentation, meaning when you have to do analysis. But now most bio companies, AI diagnostic companies, they are using AI as a starting point in many cases. For example, in drug discovery world, companies are investing heavily on AI to design it properly or to shortlist candidates even before they enter the wet lab, right? So what they do is they have some computational piece. They start as a computational bio company and delegate all the wet lab stuff to CRO and academic partners. And when they understand where is their sweet spot when it comes to wet lab, they build their own lab, but for very specialized tech. But they always have this network of partners. So are you seeing any change in trend how bio companies operate when it comes to leveraging computational lab, dry lab, partner lab from academia, from CROs?
I can just agree with the trend. Like when I began in startups, I worked at a startup where our special sauce in many ways was the lab and what we were able to do in that lab and the automation in the lab. And it is amazing to me that even just in the short time that I've been working in this space, that we've already transitioned from like that being the thing that could set you apart to, you know, when I was speaking with Jeremy, but also speaking to other people in the space and kind of looking for like, what would be my next thing? Talking to multiple people who were like, oh no, I'm thinking about, well, we'll have a lab that multiple startups can just like buy time on sequencers or whatever. Right. So it's definitely all headed in that way where we've realized we don't all need to buy the multi-million-dollar Illumina sequencer. And can focus on, but that's amazing, right? That's happened in the span of what, like 10 or 15 years